Now, you get on to the under-16 for the national team. What is your game plan? What is your strategy to start with?
Yeah, so we got a new president in the federation, I think by then, I think 2018. Yeah. And his slogan, I would want to say, was developing grassroots basketball. Yes. And for me, that touched me a lot because however much we may focus on Silverbacks and the Gazelles and seniors and who is going to fit these teams? Yeah. Are we going to keep looking at foreigners coming from USA, Europe to play on Uganda national team? Don't we have Ugandan players that can actually fit in the structure and play and do a good job? If we managed to do it in 2005 as totally locally based players, Ugandans, and won a championship, isn't it possible to have more Ugandans play for national team at senior club level? So I felt like his manifesto worked pretty well for me. As I'm a talent developer. Yeah. I want young kids to learn. So I say, no, this guy is working within what I... So then I get a call up to to go on the national team committee of Uganda. Yeah. And I was assigned, I didn't choose, I was assigned that you're going to coach girls under 16. You will head them with the help of Harriet and, a bigger committee of Mavita, Nicholas. Yeah. So I said, it's fine, I'll take it on, and I'm ready to do it. Maybe because they had looked at my trend with working with ladies. Yeah. And, it's not hard trusting a man with women, even though it's girls, even though it's what. So if you're able to trust one, it's a very good thing. So I was trusted to handle the little ones, the under 16s, and I took it on. Yeah. Of course, based on me wanting to develop fundamentals and the basics of the game, I look at that more highly than actually just going out to coach or going out to play or going out to impact my philosophy. Yes. So my philosophy for the under 16s is normally learn the basics, and the basics are going to work everything out for you. Yeah. You learn the right pass, it's going to help you out. Yeah. You learn the right shooting mechanism, it's going to work out, at some point.
Okay. You get this under 16 team, you go for the first tournament, which is a zonal qualifier. Yeah. I take her through that zonal qualifier.
So it was an exciting moment, to be honest. It was my first outing, on national team level. Yeah. I would want to say it was really exciting. We happened to get enough time in a camp, though not so enough. This time around, it's a little bit contradictory. We had 1 week of in camp, and that 1 week, I made sure I utilized it as much as possible. I taught the girls fundamentals. If I wanted you to be a post player, I worked on you, Maria Najuma. Yeah. I wanted to make sure that you are playing what I want. Yes. You're a post player, you're able to score, you score. Based, of course, on recommendations from the coaches that sent these girls. Yes. So we didn't even have a big recruitment pool, but whichever players were recommended, we took them on. We didn't get so many. But it was, I think, it could have been a total of about 18 players. Some of them actually were from Mombasa Academy. Yeah. Actually, the tryout was here. We got out, a few here and there. But it was an exciting moment in that we had that time in the camp to try to work on some of these things, basics of the game. So by the time we went for that regional tournament, I was more or less certain that these girls would perform well. Yeah. So going down to Rwanda, I think less teams Tanzania, Kenya. No, Kenya didn't show up. Tanzania, Rwanda was there. And us. We didn't have so many teams that turned up. I don't know for financial reasons and what. So we had to play double-double. I don't know how you could term that.
Round robin.
Yeah, round robin, but you had to do it, twice. Yes. So we dominated. We dominated. Maria Najuma was, I would want to say, a beast. She picks. This is a triple-double player for every single player. Top rebounds, top scores, top assists. she was really something
efficient.
else. Even still, her efficiency was really high. She helped us, like, you know, gather most of the rebounds. We're playing at that level. Rwanda has, you know, quite a number of tall girls, but she still dominated and picked the rebounds. In the meantime, we had a captain in the name of Sheila Lamunu. She could score in any angle, lay up in any angle. Yep. You know, we had a girl from Watoto, Esther Namiro. She actually left yesterday for the US. She got a scholarship, which is my joy that I've been a part of, you know, some of these girls' development. Yes. So it was, we won, we're champions in that zonal qualifier, and got a direct ticket.
Going to the tournament.
To now Afro.
The first.
Yeah, and this was actually the first time Uganda was appearing at under-16s.
Yes. Yeah. Take us through that tournament briefly. So
it was an exciting time, like I said. Even this tournament, we didn't know what we're expecting. Yeah. I can even guarantee you, I did not, all I was told is that Mali were 5-time champions. That's all I knew. But I didn't see who we're expecting, because now you don't know these players. Yeah. So we went into the tournament knowing that we can perform. We're champions.
Like blindly.
Yeah, blindly. We are Zone 5 champions. I think even at Afro level, we can perform. Yeah. So they were expected to be about maybe 10 teams. I think, again, 8 showed up. Were pulled. And the first game we had, because normally the champions have, you know, the right to pick out who they play. The first game, they chose Uganda. They stepped on us. the girls stepped on us. There are no post plays. There is no any kind of, it's just basic basketball. Pass. But getting the roots of how they do their thing is that they plan years and years earlier for a particular slot of players. Yes. So by the time they get the final 12, it's a real final 12. Yeah. We don't do that here in Uganda. Yeah. And it's a detriment to our learning. Okay. So they watched us, beat us properly. We also happened to play, I think, Tanzania. We beat them. I think that tournament we ended up as number 5. Yeah. For us being first-timers in Afro basketball, it was also a good achievement, saying number 5 in Africa. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. You get the lessons from that tournament, come back. Yeah. Another one comes up. Happened not so long ago, of course under not so normal circumstances because of COVID, what is going on around the world. How do you even prepare for this tournament that you just went in Egypt?
This tournament was, to be honest, I don't know how I can call it, but it was also a blessing in disguise, because we tried to make sure, we learned from the previous tournament. We tried to prepare in the previous tournament, and we said, okay, these are our gaps. Are we able to recruit early? Are we able to plan early? The finances and everything. We tried to do this early. We did tryouts early enough. We got a bigger pool of players this time round. Yeah. Before we did, I think maximum pool of players could have been 20. This time round, we had a pool of players of over 50 for the girls in particular.
Uganda.
Across the whole Uganda. Yes. And we had, the technical director, Nick, and Mavita herself move into the northern regions, the eastern regions, to try to pick out, some of these girls that we could, be able to use. Work with. So it looked like we had kind of a brighter thought to the whole thing. Yeah. And then lockdown. Lockdowns come in, and, you're not hearing from the federation. You're not hearing from the players you had recruited. It became a little bit tricky to organize for such. Yeah. We are inquiring, okay, when can we have another tryout? Nothing is forthcoming. There are no finances. There's no this. Yeah. So you're generally in between there, preparing and not preparing. So you don't know what's going on, but the communication is ongoing. Okay, we may go, we may not go. We may go, we may not go. Yeah. So it became a little bit difficult of a challenge. A challenge for us to get underway. But then time came where we're more certain that we may go. Yes. And this is 2 weeks to the tournament, interestingly. But it comes at a time where the senior Gazelles were told they're not going to Rwanda.
Which is nearer.
So I do not know which is nearer. And then we are meant to go to Egypt, which is longer. So I couldn't comprehend the understanding of, okay, the seniors couldn't travel, but we may travel. So I didn't understand that whole thing. So you know, my hopes kept lowering.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the federation did it to, you know, as a favor that the seniors didn't travel. So this time around, let's have you know, the girls team, the under-16s travel to cover the other gap. So we, you know, we said maybe they want to cover, you know, so that we go. Yeah. So maybe the girls may go, the under-16s, and we started having some hopes. Then eventually the boys under-16, they were told they can't go, there are no finances, but the girls may go. Yes. I don't know where finances will come from. Yeah. So eventually, anyway, we confirmed we're going, got the girls into a 2-day camp. It was supposed to be, I think, 4 days. It narrowed down to about 2 days, still finances being a problem. Yeah. But I believe us getting in the camp helped a little bit, you know, getting to know, oh, this is a girl I'm coaching, but not technically knowing
understanding
exactly.
them. Yeah. So you get to Egypt. Yeah. You get quite a rude welcome. I mean.
Yeah.
First game, as coach, how do you comprehend the defeat? How do you evaluate it? How do you evaluate the girls?
The first game again is Mali. And Mali, for me, they plan. And they've been planning. They were now 6-time champions, looking for the 7th in Egypt.
Yes.
So they chose still to play the team they knew they would beat. The preparation for the girls in Uganda was not the very best. Even going out there. It was
barely there.
Yeah, I mean, we're in between passport office, yellow fever, vaccination, testing. So we're all over the place. Yeah. The coaches are the administrators. It becomes a little bit difficult in such circumstances where we are supposed to sit down and try to impact these girls and get them some quick skills that they need. Yeah. So anyway, I'm happy that Coach Mavita and myself, you know, tried our very best to get the girls to a minimum of what can you do as an individual player and what can you offer, and that's where we went, and you know, it kind of helped. So first game against Mali, to be honest, having seen the previous, been at the previous tournament, I didn't expect us to perform that much, but I expected that, you know, the girls would get an understanding of the level they're at. Yes. So they got it. It was not a surprise for me, and it was a learning. So going for this Egypt trip, actually, we can say we went to learn. We did not go necessarily to be champions. Yes. I can guarantee you that. So the girls were taken to learn. I'm happy for the resources that were put, but it still helped at the end of the day. So Mali plays us, and you know, their girls really shoot well. There is not even single post play. It's shooting, pressing, and then stealing a couple balls. Yes. But it all comes down to us, that the passes. We couldn't pass a ball. There were lots of turnovers, over 80 turnovers. So every evening after a game, we evaluated these players and told them, okay, we made 80 turnovers. Where did the 80 turnovers come? The girls know. They will tell you passes. I passed the ball to the opponent. So they're like, 80 turnovers is worth how many points? If it's twos, it's 160 points. Yes. How many points did Mali score on you? 113 or something. Yes. So what does that mean? They did not even utilize all the turnovers that you gave them. Otherwise, they should have scored 200 points on you. Yes. So how do we now strategize? We watched videos together and try to, you know, evaluate. How do we now strategize for the next games? And so we look at this. We're going to have to try to reduce on turnovers. We try to improve on our transition, because, I mean, when you win the ball, how are you transiting? If you're running all over the place, it's going to be a problem. So my task, mainly as the head coach, my task was to make sure that the girls are able to transit and move into good spaces, and we antidote the traps that the next teams were coming up with, because they're watching us. Yes. So every game that we went for was a learning step. The next game was Egypt. Now Egypt, bigger bodies, taller girls, they can also move, but we knew we could move better actually, but they could also move. Their IQ levels a little bit higher than ours, because they have also been groomed way before. Egypt, mind you, went to Serbia for a camp. Uganda had a 2-day camp in Uganda.
Of back and forth.
Of back and forth, passport office and the likes. So you imagine an under-16 that had time to be in a camp for 1 month, and told 1 month in a foreign country. The preparation levels are totally different. So it's a team that, again, now we improved. There were less turnovers. The girls were happy. There were less turnovers. We managed to score more, and that meant that there's a step, again, we moved forward.
Yes.
Of course, as we're viewing what's happening with the other teams, Chad, there was Chad and Gabon. So we're viewing and seeing, okay, how are these teams performing? So at the end of the day, looking at them, we're like, I think these other teams, we can take them out and find ourselves in a better position. Yeah. So it helped us coming to play Chad. We win. Of course, girls got excited. Their first win at an Afro tournament. And then the hopes were now getting higher. Yeah. You meet Algeria, their skill levels may not have been as also high, but they actually understand the game. Yes. And we're quicker. Uganda has the advantage of speed anywhere in the world. Ugandans are quick. Yeah. So we took advantage and had a good game against Algeria. They beat us by 2 points. I was a little bit shocked that we couldn't get the game, but it still goes down to maturity. Yeah. But having played Algeria and lost by 2 points, we're like, if we meet these ladies anywhere else, we will beat them. I assured Coach Mavita, we will beat Algeria.
You get the second chance.
So we got the second chance. Now, this was a third place playoff. Imagine, yes. We are at Afro, unprepared. We're fighting for gold, rather bronze. We're fighting for bronze at an Afro championship where there are no hopes. Okay? No hopes totally. We're just going there, to participate. So we're fighting for number 3. And I was confident my girls would definitely take out Algeria. They had grown in those few games they had played. Yes. They had grown and improved. So played the game. It was a tight contest. I felt like, at some point we could have gone a little bit, away from them, kept tight in there, and, we picked a rebound. We threw it away. They scored. Game ended. Game ended. And, ended up as number 4. But for me, with the way the girls went, unprepared, no proper training, coming out of COVID. I'm not saying the other countries didn't have COVID, but coming out of, poor,
the kind of
structured and what, for me, I was very proud of these ladies.
Okay, now, from that performance you had with the girls, what does the future look like for youth basketball in the country, and what can be done better?
Yeah, I still feel like the future is bright. We just need to put our acts together. We had several discussions when we were in Egypt with the FIBA youth commissioner, who is Ambrose Tashobia. Yes. He's big in FIBA, and he said we just can't keep appearing like this. We had lots of good constructive talks, and he said, you know what, we can never wait for the federation to come up and plan for us. Okay, we need to make sure that us as coaches, we go deep, and if I'm coaching under 16s next year, I may need to look at under 14s and get them early enough, and I plan out a program where I can meet them on more or less a regular basis, so that by the time the federation, I don't want to use the word wakes up, but maybe that's the right word to use, so that by the time the federation wakes up, we have already tried something, and the federation is adding to what we've tried. Yeah. Okay, so that is the plan that is ongoing, but I still see gaps in there, because it's not as easy to come out as an individual and say, I'm going to start looking for under 14s. Yes. Whose girl are you taking? As who? Do we have a tournament for under 16s now? So all those questions come in, and it becomes very hard to comprehend. So what I'm doing as an individual, using my Rockwell Basketball Academy, I've had it for the past 9 years running. I keep encouraging even the recent girls that I had for under 16 to come and you know, train along with a couple of other players within their age.
Yes.
As much as I'm dealing with the real younger ones, under 11s, under 13s, I'm also pushing to make sure that whichever girls I'm able to find,
yes,
and boys, and coach them, even though I'm forwarding them to the under 18 coach, it should still be good help coming in. Do you understand? So we are trying what we can as coaches, and I know my other fellow coaches on the other side are also trying to play their part to make sure that, you know, they get these kids to them and coach them and hand them over.
You talk about the Rockwell Academy. Where do you where is it found? When do you conduct these clinics?
Yeah. So our station is here at Heritage International School. We have 3 courts, the one we're at. Then there's a middle school one and a primary one. So it fits well with the setup. You could have a senior team, a ladies team here, a boys team there, and the juniors on one court. You know, to fill it out. Yes. I have quite a number of coaches that I work with. Apparently, there's still preparations to make sure that, you know, we reuse it because of the COVID break. But yes, I use another facility as well in Machindia. It's at Machindia Junior School, so we've been having lots of activities there, running, and that's where I'm receiving some of these under 16s who are going to under 18s, and lots of little kids have been very active, and parents are bringing all these kids, you know, for the coaching purposes. And there's a lot that is happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a little bit before we wrap it up. I mean, from a coach's point of view, it is quite difficult to do, but who were your standout players in the tournament?
There's a girl called Gertrude Nyamutoru. These are part of our recruitments coming from northern Uganda. Yeah. There's a lot of talent in northern Uganda. I actually happened to have her in 2019, but she was underage. So we took her for that zonal tournament as charity, like it was a free ticket.
Just be part.
So to be part, because already we couldn't change it. So we took her, she saw what was there. Yeah. I've been keeping tags on her to see that, okay, is she working with her coach? There are coaches in northern Uganda that are doing a good job, like Senfu Kapita. Yeah. We call him 32. So I kept tabs with her to make sure that this one, when we go for the next under 16, she's a priority. Yes. So as much as we're doing lists here and there, not sure of who, she was my #1 priority. And well, she came, she lit up the big stage. She did so well, had good, I mean, she got all these basics right from the previous camp. Yes. Good fake, good drives, good kicks, got us a couple of points. She did an excellent job, and I'm totally happy about northern Uganda. But not only her, even we had Immaculate. This is Moles Elana, also recruited via, what is this, Coach Mavita's, what am I forgetting? Coach Mavita's girl empowerment.
Yes. Scorpion?
Scorpion, yes. So she was recruited under Scorpion, and she also did well on the team. So I'm very excited about the region. Within Mukono, Kampala, there is also quite a lot of potential. Yeah. Only issue is at times I find what the coaches are teaching these young people. At times you find, let's say, Stephen Curry's move, and then you want to come and teach a kid Stephen Curry's move when you haven't taught the kid the basics of a form shot. You haven't taught the kid why you use your left hand, why you use your right hand. So it's a challenge, like, to our coaches here at times, that at times we don't seem to comprehend the levels at which we're working at. Yep. First start with the basics before you teach a kid and a very you know, complicated crossover. Do you understand? When the kid grows that basic, then it's easy for them to now go into those crossovers that you want. Yep. And they will be able to use them at the international level. For now, basics, fundamentals are at most very important. And the girl I was talking about, the Gertrude, all she had was the fundamentals we learned in 2019. And she was able to school, we call it schooling, school these people and beat them anytime, any day.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach.
You're welcome.